Hello and welcome back to our continuing adventures on the CyberDefenders platform. Today we are tackling the newest, as of early March 2023, exercise on the platform called BlackEnergy. From this we get a memory dump, doing which we're going to go and apparently use Volatility to check out. So let's see, 8 questions. We take a look at the details for the scenario. Multinational corporation has been hit with a cyber attack that has led to the theft of sensitive data. The attack was carried out using a variant of BlackEnergy V2 malware that has never been seen before. The company's security team has acquired a memory dump of the infected machine, and they want you to analyze the dump to understand the attack, score, and impact. So I remember this having been talked about before. I thought this was the malware strain that was responsible for like the Ukrainian blackout. That might have just been like Sandworm, I think is the group. So effectively, what is this actually doing? So this is what? Trojan used to conduct DDoS, cyber espionage, and information destruction attacks. Deploying SCADA-related plugins to victims in the ICS and energy markets around the world. Okay, so yes, that might have been it then. APT group is... Well, I'm not entirely sure we're talking about the APT group. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be the actual malware itself, although maybe the malware itself and the APT group is the same. Spear phishing, malicious Excel documents with macros, blah, 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 blah. January of this year, which would have been what year? No, I don't see a date on this. So typical aspect, spear phishing email, malicious attachment, office attachment with macros that then basically brings down the Trojan and infects the system. Okay, so getting started, we are looking for which volatility profile would be the best for this machine. And I've done a little bit of pre-game by extracting out the CyberDef 56707A-202302113-17133.raw image file of the memory dump, aka and therefore moving forward known as the memory dump. So vol.py-f memory dump and then image info. And so the suggested profile is WinXP SP2 x86. So Windows XP Service Pack 2, supposedly. And we'll go ahead and try that out. So WinXP SP2 x86. Correct. Hooray. Let me make this bigger. Apparently since last time I was on the platform, they've made changes, which I gotta say, I like a lot. It's just not that base white anymore, but hey. Okay, and then we're looking for a number of how many processes were running when the image was acquired. So we have the profile as specified, which, hooray. So what we're going to do is go back to Remnux, and then we're going to, so dash profile, or no, dash profile equals win XP SP2 x86. And we're going to go ahead and do PS list or process list. And we'll see what shakes out. It looks like it's going to be a 2-digit number. And while we're in there, we'll take a look for process ID of cmd.exe, considering the fact that is question number 3. So we might do this partially out of order. Okay, good. I think I got the pause just in time. Okay, so we are looking for cmd.exe, which has the process ID of 1960. So we will do this out of order. And then we want to go back and we want to count the processes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 5. Not 25. Processes that were running. So yes, we have 25. So there should not be a exit. So 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19. Okay. What is the name of the most suspicious process? And I immediately caught it. Did yours? I mean, it's kind of blatant and apparent. I mean, who names the rootkit rootkit.exe? But I suppose going through and doing this exercise, I mean, okay, at least it's not trying to masquerade as like another SVC host. Not gonna complain though. So that should be rootkit.exe. Hooray. Which process shows the highest likelihood of code injection? Oh. Yeah, I just assume it's going to be the SVC host, although I don't know that for a fact, but let's... Yeah, the way it typically seems. There is an odd file referenced in the recent process. Provide the full path to the file. So we want to... Okay. So they must be talking about the SVC host. So then we want to expand upon the handles. So we've got an SVC host with 295, 224, 1072, 78. Well, let's start at the top with 880, considering the fact that the others show all the same time stamp. Oh, there. Transition to go through. You know, you take 1 week off for being sick. Okay. So let me go back to the beginning. Now that it's showing. So running the volatility on the raw memory dump, do image info, which then gives us the list of suggested profiles. And then this is where we pulled the answer to question 1. Question 2 was the number of processes, so that was done. So full.py-f, the location of the memory dump, -- profile equals WinXP SP2 x86, and then issuing the add-in plugin command of pslist, which generates all this. And the question is, how many running processes? So, I mean, you do a quick count of all of this, you get 25, but they want running. So notice start and exit. So you're going to take your 25 and you're going to remove anything that's in the exit column, which gives you the 19. Then it was so let's see, we did processes running process of command.exe, which is thankfully the only command.exe that's here. So you find the cmd.exe and you're looking for the PID number. So that is 1960. And we get the name of the most suspicious process. So dump it to create the portion. Notepad for, well, that's Notepad command. Task manager. The only thing out of the ordinary is the rootkits, or rootkit.exe. It's not a standard process you would see on a Windows box. So that's the portion for question 4. Question 5, which process shows the highest likelihood of code injection? Well, it's almost always SVC host. And that's the way, or the guess played out to actually come everything together. So the next aspect is that they want, okay, odd file referenced in the recent process being the SVC host. So we've got technically 5 we've got to dig through. Only one of them, though, is started a second before the other ones. So that's the particular one we're going to start with, and then we'll just kind of work our way down as the process ID list grows. So effectively what we're going to do is the same aspect as before. We are going to do -p for the process. We're going to do 880, and we want the handles. And we should be able to do T and then file to get the results for the particular files that are there. We only want the file type. While we wait, going to use the metaphorical test to take a test. So this gives us, so it should be C:/directory, subdirectory, subdirectory. So the trick is to use the /device /hard disk volume 1. So that's all representative of C. So C, Windows, System 32, drivers, and it looks like it's 3 characters for the file name, and then the 3-character extension. And this actually looks like it matches right here. So it's going to be C Windows System 32 drivers str.sys. Let me transition this back. So here's this particular aspect. So since they give you the format, it's use a test, take a test type of aspect. So let's try this. C:/Windows System 32. And if this doesn't work, then we would take a look to see if anything else stands out. And from the quick look, no. So if this doesn't work, then we'll move on to, instead of 880, it will be 968. Okay, apparently we were on the money. So that takes us to question 7. What is the name of the injected DLL file loaded from the recent process? Excuse me. So we've got process 880. Let's do this. Malfind port 880. See if we can find anything. So it should find hidden and inject. No. No, wait. Yeah, we're looking for a DLL. This particular section. And we know it's port 880, or not port, but process ID, because that's where we found the str.sys. So let's see if we can find anything malicious in that process. So let's see, we got a memory address. We get the so this might actually give us question 8. So running malfind on process ID 880, again being the svc host.exe, the top of the list that we started with, but the one that had the 1 second earlier start time. And so we do get an address. And of course, since it's executable, no giant surprise that we get the magic MZ starting in hex. Or when looking at the hex view, that's what do they call it, magic number? It basically states what kind of file it is. So that would be, what is it, portable executable? So PE, or in other words, just an exe file. Okay, so we have a base address. Let's see as to whether or not. So 0x980000. Okay, so that gives us question 8, but we're still left wondering the name of the injected DLL that's loaded. from. And I don't remember seeing any DLLs in there. Sit there and pull off the handles. So let's see, what else do we have? Okay, LDR modules plug into for picking up the unlinked or for DLLs and whatnot. So let's try the same. We're gonna stick with that dash P880 LDR modules. More coffee. Always more coffee. Okay, so we switch this over, we do the transition. Okay, so LDR modules dash P880. So the only thing that shows up as or that's different from any of these other ones is this MSXML3R.dll, which it seems odd. But if we take a look at this, so let's see, MSXML3R. Well, it's the only one that stands out, so let's try MSXML3R.dll. Oh, okay. Okay. Apparently that's exactly what we're looking for. So it's the only item in here that shows anything for false regarding inload and initialize in memory. And the file name itself, I mean, I've seen the MSXML3.dll, but I've never seen a 3R before. Of course, now that I say that, someone's going to be like, well, actually, which makes me wonder. So if we take a look at an up-to-date Windows 10 box, I know this is Windows XP, but I'm not going to sit there and quickly stand up a Windows XP box to take a look at that. So is there actually, I realize it's not a tit for tat portion, but it just makes me wonder. Actually, no. At least in the Windows 10 box I've got here, MSXML3R.dll. Is actually in my Windows System 32 folder with a time and date stamp back in 2021, which I'm fairly certain I've rebuilt the box, so I don't think I'd have to worry so much about that particular aspect. And Microsoft XML Core Services. Okay, well then, I mean, it's the only thing that stands out. I mean, unless there's another one. Well, short of SVC, another SVC host. But, yeah, it's the only thing that stands out there. Which I suppose is fine, but it was quick and dirty. So, and there's, you can see it in the background, the MSXML3R.dll. So I'm at the hierarchs. I'm gonna give that. Yeah, we'll say medium. And so there we go. 8 questions answered regarding the latest exercise from CyberDefenders, that being BlackEnergy. It's gonna make me wonder as to whether or not if I dig through this enough, if I'll actually find the document that would cause all this stuff. And if the payload's not included in the document itself, like it's got to actually reach out some C2 or payload staging domain to pull stuff down. I wonder if I'd actually be able to stand up a XP VM and then get that infected with this and just play from there. Oh well. So 8 questions running through all this particular aspect. You have time and you want to work or sharpen your skills with volatility. Highly suggested. Especially considering the fact it's for an XP box, whereas most of the stuff, I believe they've got separate commands um, that only work with XP systems, as opposed to, is it 7 and above, where things started to change and they're forced to use different commands for everything? I don't know, I'm not a volatility master. I just bumble my way through. But, so there we go. BlackEnergy on the CyberDefenders platform. Hopefully it's been somewhat entertaining. If not, well, no one forced you to watch it. Anyways, so all that being said, in all seriousness, I will see everybody in the next video.